within that space where you know your own mind and you know your own heart, so who you are and what you want, the relationship can take on a different level, a new level of intimacy and connection. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of The Powerful Man Show. I am your host, Tim the Powerful Man Matthews. It's so much better when Doug says that. It doesn't have the same ring when I say it to myself about myself. And as I said, Doug is, on the last episode, as I said, Doug is away today. How dare he? How dare he leave me hanging like this? And check out the reason for it, guys. Doug has gone and got a pedicure. He's out there right now. They couldn't move his appointment. He told them how important it was. He has a podcast that's been recorded, but they couldn't move it. It's his favorite place. He loves to go. It's got some great music. They serve some great rosé wine. And he's going away tomorrow with Erin and Bodie. They go into a spa on a spa retreat, and Doug wanted to make sure that his feet and his toes looked really nice. So Doug, if you're listening to this, I hope it was worth it. So guys, thank you for tuning in today, and let's go ahead and dive in. So the title of today's show, how does your wife look at you? So I had a conversation with a businessman today, and he shared something with me that just hit me like a ton of bricks. Because I can remember when I was in a similar position, and it took me immediately back to that place. And I can remember the feelings of dread, and I was just so lost and confused as well. Now, this particular businessman for the past couple of years has had a very successful business that has been growing very fast. And as a result, it's required his attention. He's got 3 kids, the youngest been 2 years old, and then 2 others, the eldest been 7 years old. And he's got to a point now where he is completely disconnected from his wife and from his kids. And he's unsure how to get his wife back. They've not divorced, but he says that she looks at him like she hates him. She doesn't look at him like she used to. And what's happened is for the past 2 years, he thought, it's so common, he thought he was doing the right thing. He thought that the way to provide for the family was to work, right? To provide and have money so that his wife could go away with the girls, he could take care of the kids, they could go on holidays, they could have a nice house. And he's worked hard. He's worked his ass off for the past couple of years to get to the position where the business is in now, where it doesn't really need him. But it's come at a cost. Now, today, he's arrived at the point where he's realized all of this. He's paid attention to the warning signs from his wife. He's hit the stop button, listened to what she's been telling him, as he realizes that he's got to make a change. But he's gone 180. He's gone from being ice cold to being red hot. And he's doing it. I get why he's doing it, because he's trying to make up for lost time. He's desperate to keep his wife. He loves her. He told me all this, how much he loves her, what he thinks of her. And it was so painful to hear what he then thinks she thinks of him, because they're just totally on different pages. And as a result, as you can imagine, he's so desperate to win her back. Or rather, he's so desperate not to lose her because he knows it's close. But what this has created in his relationship is this dynamic with his wife where he's almost like a desperate teenager, which is adding to the disconnect between him and his wife, because what she wants is a present, strong man. And when I say strong, I mean emotionally strong. A guy who can handle her, who can lead her and the family. But for the past 2 years, he's not been leading her or the family because he's been so buried in business. And when he's not been buried in business, he's been unable to switch off, working till 2 a.m., going to bed separate to his wife, not wanting to interrupt her. And now he's there all the time. And it's just too much. And it reminded me of a concept that we teach the men, and this is why we came up with this tool called the triad of connection. Now, if you just imagine this for a second, I'm going to draw it for the guys that are listening in the Facebook group. The triad of connection is like a triangle, and across the bottom you've got leadership. Across the right-hand column you've got communication, and across the final arm you've got intimacy. Now, leadership is the foundation that holds up the communication and the intimacy. And when I say leadership for the triad of connection is all about you leading yourself, you knowing who you are, you knowing what you want, and you honoring your boundaries, which means at times you're going to say no to your wife. You're not going to say no because you are simply busy with work and you constantly got your head buried in your phone. No, that's different. That's totally different. But instead, if your wife is saying that, she wants to go to a particular restaurant or have something for dinner or asks you what you want for dinner, and you say, well, I want fajitas. Let's say random, but I want fajitas. He goes, oh, well, I don't want those. Are you sure? Yeah, yes, I want fajitas. It's as simple and as small as that. Knowing who you are, knowing what you want, and it starts there, because what that then does for your wife is it signals to, okay, I've got a man on my hands who knows who he is and knows what he wants. So then she can trust you. She can relax and surrender knowing that she's got a man by her side who can stand his ground. And he's not doing it by being a dick or shouting or screaming or being a teenager and throwing his toys out of the pram or, being childish about it at all. He's doing it by being very responsible for himself and his needs and desires.
Hey, sorry to interrupt the show, but I wanted to ask you a question. Do you ever feel like something's just missing? Like there's something more out there and you just can't put your finger on it? I totally get it. Go over right now to thepowerfulman.com/freedom to discover the system that other businessmen just like you are using. We've included 10 case studies, 10 men just like you who have found the solution and have found their way on their path. And we want to share that with you. Go over to thepowerfulman.com/freedom right away. Now let's get back to the show.
But this guy, obviously, he hasn't used the triad of connection yet. He's just about to join the program. And he hasn't been aware of what to do. He didn't realize this. He thought, quite understandably, that he was doing all the right things. Okay, so my wife is telling me that I'm never there. She's telling me that I'm always working late. She's telling me that she wants me to spend more time with the kids. Okay, right. So I've got the business to a point where she doesn't really need me. It doesn't need me. Right, I'm going to cut my hours down and work a couple of hours a day. Oh, awesome. I'm going to be there now. Okay, I'm going to take the kids off her hands, and I'm going to let her go away with the girls, and she can go to the spa and go to the gym. Awesome. Right, I'll do that. And this all got too much. It's kind of like, having a dog that is requiring so much of your attention all of the time. And it's almost like he became one of the children, because she then had to think about him as well as the kids. And it's only when you're actually able to realize what's going on and that it all starts with leadership that you can then actually communicate, which will then lead to the intimacy. I read something recently that is so on point. By a woman called Esther Perel. She's a great lady. Check her out if you've not heard of her. And she said that the thing that creates attraction in a relationship is mystery. The mystery around the man and the woman. If you just remember when you first got with your wife, it was very mysterious, right? You didn't know what you were going to get. You didn't know what sex was going to be like. You didn't know what clothes she was going to turn up in on a date. You didn't know where you were going to go. Everything was very fresh. Everything was very mysterious. But she said the thing that women crave in a relationship is comfort. They want to know that they rely on the man in their life and he's going to be there to provide for her. So that gives them comfort. But the thing is, comfort kills mystery. So how do you then go about creating it? That's where this leadership comes in. You've got to be able to lead yourself. If you want your wife to look at you in the eye with respect and admiration, and also that little glint of sauciness, when she's that little glint of sexiness, there's got to be something mysterious about you that stirs that up. She's got to know that she can't always have her own way with you. She's going to know that there's going to be times when you're going to stand your boundaries and you're going to say no to her, and she's not going to be able to budge you. And that's not about work. It's not about, let's say working too much at all. And it's within that space where you know your own mind and you know your own heart, so who you are and what you want, that the relationship can take on a different level, a new level of intimacy and connection. But the trouble that most business owners face is they lose themselves in building their business, just like this guy did. He's been so focused on his business for 2 years that now he doesn't know who he is or what he wants, apart from knowing he loves his wife and he wants to be with her, and he's desperate not to lose her, which is then coming across as desperation and neediness. But so many guys lose themselves in their business that they stop leading themselves as well. They sacrifice their morning routines. They stop their hobbies. They stop working out. They just stop being the man that the wife first was attracted to. I was, again, speaking to another business owner recently, a couple of weeks ago. And he was complaining to me, telling me how his wife isn't the woman that he married. She's putting on weight. She's become anxious. The sex drive has gone down. I said, okay, totally get it. And are you being the man that she married? He said no. So, takeaways, guys, coming off this episode. I've now got Arthur replying. I did try to get Arthur onto this episode with me, and he's now messaging me back saying, what's up? So let's see if we can get Arthur on the next one. So guys, takeaways. How does your wife look at you? Just switch onto it for a second. Don't leave it to the point that this guy has left it to where his wife's about to leave him. He thinks that she hates him and he's trying to recover it from there. Don't do that. So first thing, fly at a bird's eye view. Get ahead of the problem before it maybe even becomes a problem. How does your wife look at you? Just recognize that for a second. Does she look at you with admiration, appreciation, and desire? Or is it not there? And once you got clear on that, ask yourself, where in the triad of connection, leadership, communication, or intimacy, do I get to improve? Am I leading myself? Seriously, take a look at your life. Are you leading yourself? Or have you given up your hobbies, given up your interests, given up what really gave you character when she first met you? Knowing who you are and what you want. And then from there, you can then go into the communication and the intimacy piece. But I want you to first look at the foundation of the triad of connection, which is leadership. And how well are you leading yourself in your own life? So guys, thank you for joining me. Again, I hope I've done a good enough job of standing in for Mr. Doug Hall. Send him well wishes as he's at the spa getting his pedicure done, like I said. And if you want to find out more about how we help men like you, head over to thealphareset.com. That is thealphareset.com. And for you guys in the Facebook group, I'll stay on for a few more minutes and answer any questions you may have about the Triad Connection. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Until next time, have a terrific day.